Right. It didn't say. Yep. Matter of fact, I'll get that too. I get that in the book of Revelations. Because if it was about Mesopotamia in Revelations, it should said John should have spoke about Mesopotamia. So we'll go right back. We'll go right back to that scripture. See,
basically Mesopotamia was that area of land right there. That actually, really, if you go north up into Turkey and Armenia, the mountains of Armenia, that's where civilization really started to spring out again from that area. But that was after the flood. Prior to the flood, the center of the earth was over there in Jerusalem, in Palestine, what was known as Canaan at one time. That's right. You know, the only relevance that Mesopotamia has, or the plains of Shinar and that area there, is civilization started being repopulated in that area. But the promised land was still where? In Jerusalem, in Israel. Why did the scripture speak about Israel and Jerusalem all the time? You know, because that's the promised land. That's the center of the earth. That's the most fertile land on the planet. That's why when Abraham and Lot were together, their flocks and stuff were so much that they started kind of beefing with each other. So Abraham said, "Look, just tell me what part of land you want, and take that." And then Abraham took the other part of the land. Why? Because it was all fruitful. You know, like the Lord said, a land flowing with milk and honey, as Menazak quoted earlier.
Which we were trying to get back to. That's because during the time of Abraham, that was the land. And then when Israel became, because in actuality we ended up in Egypt. Because why? Because Abraham's grandson, Jacob, went down into Egypt with his sons because Joseph was prospering in Egypt, man. So we left out of that area, that land. We left out of that area, that land flowing with milk and honey, which was really the promised land, and went down into Egypt because Joseph, Abraham, he said, come down. He was ruling in Egypt, man. So he said, look, man, y'all, he was my father, my brothers, come down here in Egypt with me. Things are good here, man. I'm going to take care of y'all. So they came down there, and it was in Egypt that Israel became a nation.
That's right.
Right? But then the goal after the captivity was to get back to that land, the land of Canaan.
That's right. And then the reason why we ended up in Egypt was because the Most High said that he told Abraham, he gave him a vision that we were going to serve the Egyptians for a period of 400 years. He didn't tell them who the people were that they were going to serve. He said they're going to serve a nation for 400 years. Then it said that once the iniquity of the Amorites was accomplished, then we were going to leave and go to the land of Canaan, which was the land of Israel, which later became known as the land of Israel. You know? So this guy pulled the wool over you guys' eyes because you guys don't know shit.
This is a witch, man.
That's Simon Bar Jesus.
That's him. That's a witch. That's a goddamn witch coming out with some. You gonna come out of nowhere after 20 years and talk about the promised land as Mesopotamia? Then why? Like I said, I got a question for that nigga. Why would the Most High have David go through all that trouble of getting the Ark of the Covenant and bringing the Ark of the Covenant back into Jerusalem? And how come when David got the Ark of the Covenant back into Jerusalem, he danced onto the Most High, man?
What about the law in the book of Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter, 3 times?
Yeah, it didn't say to go to Ur the Chaldees.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? That's his God. He was talking about his land, his demonic land. You know, his center of the universe. It says here, second verse, right? Genesis 12:2, and I will make of thee a great nation. The nation that it's talking about is the nation of Israel. And I will bless thee and make thy name great. Because people, when you say Abraham, people still think about Abraham. They make movies on Abraham. All right? He's known as one of the fathers of the promise.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. The patriarch, man.
I'm sorry. Make thee a great name. And make thy name great. And thou shalt be a blessing. And I will, listen to this, 3, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee. So these Edomites and all these other nations that came up against us, the Most High going to bring curses against them, man.
That's right, man. They're going to destroy them,
And
man.
I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee, and thee shall all families of the earth shall be blessed. That it is anyway. Now that all families of the earth shall be blessed. It's talking about Israelites, man. It's talking about all the families of Israel. It ain't talking about them other nations. How in the hell are they going to be blessed when they're all going into slavery? How you going to be blessed in slavery?
That's right.
I'm going to look up the word blessed right here.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Right, this is the book of Genesis 35 and 9. It says, "And the power appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. And the power said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And the Most High said unto him, I am the power of Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins."
So the tribes are also known as nations.
It says, "And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land." And that's plain. Matter of fact, there's another one. I believe it's Genesis the 28th chapter. Just give me 1 second.
Right.
Where it speaks about the so-called, that Jacob's ladder.
Oh, the angels.
Here it is, Genesis 28 and 10. "And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of the Most High ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, power of Abraham thy father, and the power of Isaac. The land wherein thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed," which is talking about the land of Canaan. "And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed." So the reason why I said that all the families of the earth shall be blessed was because you had Israelites that were going to be spread out all abroad the four corners of the earth. And it just said it there in plain English. If you want to go to the Hebrew, you could go to the Hebrew too. But I'm going to read that last verse again. This is back in Genesis chapter 28. Just bear with me 1 second. Genesis 28 and 14. It says, this is the Lord speaking to Jacob. "And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed." So this is the Most High speaking to Jacob. That's why it said that when the Lord told Abraham that all nations shall be blessed, because we're going to go through Abraham, Isaac, unto Jacob, and from Jacob unto the nation of Israel, which is going to be as the sands of the sea.
That's why I said in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, "Then it shall be known who are my chosen." Because you got all these imposter groups. You're going to find out who are the elect, the true elect of the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? Now the word here, blessed, right? It said, and these shall all the families of the earth be blessed, right? Now they're saying that's talking about all the nations going to be blessed through Abraham. All the nations is talking about, or the families is talking about Israel. The word there is Barak. And the word means to bless, kneel, to bless, to be blessed, bless oneself, to bless, to be blessed, be adored, to cause to kneel, to bless oneself, to praise, salute. And then it says curse. Okay, and it says here the word is also to bend the knee. Now, everybody's bending the knee to this damn cracker, man. These other nations that come to this country, they know to stay in line, man. They ain't doing their own thing, because Esau will take your business and push and put you back in that third world.